Today we're going to explore the main sites of Krakow, and we're also going to try to squeeze in as many crafted beer places as we can possibly find. We made our way down to the river Wisla and to the castle that's called Wawel.
We're going to follow the royal route, and along the route we can find the main attractions. Krakow was founded by the king Krakow, who slaughtered the dragon living in the den under the hill where the castle of Wawel now is built. And the castle of Wawel was built in the middle of the 14th century, so it's pretty old. It was here at the castle of Wawel as important decisions for the city was made by the king, and all new kings got their crown here. And the castle was in use between the middle of the 14th century till the middle of the 17th century.
From a distance, it doesn't look that impressive, and I feel like I'm saying this over and over again whenever we get to a cathedral. But once you get up close, it's quite impressive after all. It's a huge building, and there's so much decorations and so many ornaments that you can see once you get up close to it. It's really nice. Apparently the dome is covered with real gold.
Actually walking the royal route backwards because each new king started his journey from the St. Florian church through the old city up to the Wawel Castle.
We've diverted from the royal route to go visit the university. Apparently the courtyard there is really beautiful, just like the whole city center. It's a World Heritage, and you can really understand why it's been deemed a World Heritage, because everywhere you look you get super photo opportunities. You get this medieval feeling like you do from most towns around the Baltic Sea. The Pope Johannes Paulus was studying here in Krakow, and I'm not sure if this is the university, but this is actually a window with his portrait in it.
When you follow the royal route, you can find these maps along the way. And since we took off following the university route, we can make a mix between the university route and then we pop back and follow the royal route.
It wasn't easy to find. We had to walk around quite some time before actually finding the entrance to the courtyard. But it was well worth the effort. It's a really quiet place. It's pretty nice.
The university was built in the middle of the 14th century, and Princess Hedwig sold all her jewelries to buy books for the university.
It's quite hard to make out on film, I guess, but I really like the endings of these draining pipes. They are figured into in this case a dragon's mouth, so the water is pouring out of its mouth when it's raining, and the other ones have other sculptures. Neat detail.
This is one of the biggest medieval squares in Europe. It's 200 times 200 meters. It's huge. In the middle of the square is the cloth hall. During the golden age of the 15th century, it was the center of trading with lots and lots of stuff from the eastern, from Asia, like silk, wax, leather, spices. A lot of things was going on in here.
Today they only sell a lot of souvenirs and other knickknacks here.
Right at the entrance of the cloth hall you can see the black knife, and it's a symbol. Do not steal at the market. They took all the thieves and they dragged them out on the square and they cut them. But they didn't cut their hands, they cut their ears. Because you can hide your hand, but you can't hide if your ear is cut off. Do not steal. This is the Cathedral of St. Mary. Each hour there is a man playing a trumpet from the window. And the melody is cut at the end. And the legend says it's because he was warning the people because of an attack. But he was shot in the throat with an arrow.
Wherever we go all around the world, Håkan always Google record stores, since he's a record collector. And whoops, look what we found. A record store. You didn't find anything?
Oh, I did. But since we are moving in just a few weeks, I figured I shouldn't add up to the stuff that we need to move with us. So I had to pass.
We have reached the end of the old city at the St. Florians gate. All in all, it took about 2.5 hours to follow the royal route with a little detour around the university. So like a half day.
We're gonna end today's vlog here, but later on in this evening we're gonna visit some crafted beer places, and we're gonna do a separate episode of that. So if you're interested in crafted beer, you should definitely watch that. We will pick it up again tomorrow, where we will visit probably the most visited site in and around Krakow. See you then.